evening, everyone. Ready? As your police chief, I pledge to always operate in a transparent and accountable manner, and today I am here to make good on that promise. It is with great disappointment that I tell you that Tampa police detectives arrested a former Tampa police officer on 100 counts of child pornography this afternoon. In 2015, Paul Mumford retired from Tampa PD as a sergeant. After retiring, Mumford became a reserve officer with this department. He was relieved of that duty in February, shortly after this investigation began. In December, Tampa PD received a tip that Mumford was in possession of child pornographic images, and we immediately launched an investigation. Beginning in January, detectives executed a series of search warrants at Mumford's 2 homes and recovered disturbing evidence, pictures of child pornography. They were stored on numerous electronic devices belonging to Mumford. Mumford worked in Tampa PD's sex crimes unit from 2008 to 2009. At this time, we do not have any information that indicates he obtained any of the images from the department. However, this is still a very active and ongoing investigation. We will always operate at the highest level of accountability and transparency because that's what our community expects and that's what the community deserves. The actions of this retired officer do not represent the brave men and women of this department who go out and risk their lives on a daily basis to keep this community safe. I feel confident that I speak for all Tampa PD officers tonight when I say that this case is disturbing and disappointing, to say the least, but we at this department operate as a family, and together this family will weather this storm, and we will continue to serve the citizens of this community with honor and integrity. Thank you.
Chief, what is it like for you to find out that somebody who used to work in the sex crimes department from 2008 to the years that you mentioned is responsible for something like this and for so many counts?
I can't use any other words other than disappointing, disturbing. It's just shocking, to say the least. I think that the tie between the two, I would hate to take that leap. Let the investigation reveal that.
How do you reassure those victims of cases that he worked on that, he didn't go through anything and maybe he wasn't supposed to or choose to do actions that he should have during that time?
Well, back then, when sex crimes detectives worked cases, they were primarily sexual batteries and child abuse cases. The Internet Crimes Against Children unit is fairly new, long after Sergeant Mumford retired and worked in that unit. So I don't even know if he had access to or worked any child pornography cases. Again, the Internet Crimes Against Children unit was formed right around 2015, 2016. I don't have that information in front of me. We received a tip that he had a device that had the images on it. We were able to recover the device and find it, and that's what launched this investigation.
Would you say that the actions in this case were swift? As soon as you found something out, he was then relieved of his duties of whatever he was doing with the police department?
Yeah, again, he retired many, many years ago. He was a reserve officer on our reserve force, which, as you guys all know, are volunteer officers. He was immediately suspended from his duties, and then we completely relieved him of all duties in February and cut our ties with him. As far as we know right now, it's just photographs, so we really can't tell where the victims are located. As in many of these cases, a lot of the victims are located overseas, so we have to work with the other agencies to kind of identify who the victims even are, if that makes sense. No, there were personal devices that belonged to him in his home. One's in Hillsborough County and one is in North Florida.
Is there any message that you want to send to the officers that are on your force after something like this, whenever something like this is happening?
Yes, I want my officers to know that we can weather this storm together. We don't tolerate this kind of behavior. This is not a tolerable behavior by a Tampa police officer. We're going to continue to serve with honor and respect, and we're going to treat everyone with dignity and respect. And this is going to be an anomaly case.
What was his duties as a reserve officer? Was he still interacting with the public?
Our reserve force is a volunteer force. They typically help at special events like managing traffic control. They have to do a certain number of hours per month in order to maintain reserve status. As for his specific duties that he was doing, it really could be a myriad of things. So again, we just use them as support because they're voluntary and they're not paid.
Last question.
Yeah, how old is he?
How old is Paul? 61.
How long was he a reserve officer?
He left TPD in 2015 and he became a reserve officer right afterward. So he's been a reserve since he retired in 2015. Thanks, everybody.